Hello guys, and welcome back to the next part of the Santana build. As you can see, the officer quarters are almost done. These are painted gold, and once these are dried, I'm gonna give this the last blue paint, and then they're done and ready for all the beautifications and whatnot that needs to go on there. What I have to do is that I need to let me just a second, you can see for yourself if you can. Got the drawings here. As you can see, we need to build this here, so that's the next thing that I'm going to do. Once the blue paint is dry here, we can pull off the masking tapes, and we can also, I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit, we can also finish the rub and strakes all the way up to the officer quarters. Also, what I have done a little bit off camera. It's still dry to the top, so I'm not going to touch it. But here we put the rub and strakes. It's not done yet. It still needs to be sanded and making a little bit prettier than it is. But what I did is that I put the last 3 rub-in strakes and I tapped them down at the end, and then I butted them up to this line here. And it doesn't matter if it's a little bit ugly here, because we are gonna, well, this is not the one that we're gonna use, but we're gonna have a little plank going from here to the rudder, and then from the other side as well. We also need to drill a hole for the rudder, so we're gonna do that while we're at it, and doing the rubbing strakes before we go to the next stage, which would be the beautifications of all of the transom and stern and such. So yeah, I bend them over here, tapped them up to this line here, and then I took my I got a little transom thing, this one, and I very carefully sanded, and so it got this shape that it's going around, and also this top rub-in strake here also goes around and looks pretty. So yeah, but the next step that we have to do, or that I have to do, is to do the I'll just move the camera here. We need to do the rub-in strakes up here, because we need to close the officer quarters off, and so it's completely sealed all the way around the ship as well. So that's the next step. But before we can do that, we need to do the rub-in strakes. So this is going to be painted blue, and then we're going to do the rub-in strakes. Cheers. So now you can see that I put 2 strips on here. I finished the rub-in strakes. First of all, I finished the rub-in strakes down to the officers' quarters. That one's, oh, I haven't included that one on yet, so that's still loose. So, well, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do the top one here as well. I put 2 strips down here, stained them, and put them down here. It doesn't matter if they stick out a little bit, because you can just you can sand that off. And then I prepared this to go to the well, I don't want to put it on yet because it's just been stained, so it's a bit wet, but it's gonna go there, so like this, and then all the way back. That's gonna be glued in, and once that is done, this side is pretty much over and done with. Then we need to do the other side as well. When I say the other side, we need to put the strips down here, and we need to finish around the corner, or around the back end here, on the other side. What I've did off camera, because it was pretty difficult to get on camera, is that I put down the plate here that needed to go on, and then the lower plate. And if you remember, there was a mistake done, which ended up being just 3 millimeters crooked, so it kind of turned that way. But I compensated for that by turning the inner plate a little bit, and obviously we need to turn this plate to follow, but that's why you get a more gap on here. But it's gonna be sanded flush, and it's gonna get some putty, and it's gonna be painted, so you're not gonna see it. But now you got a nice even cut from. Let me see if I can move the camera a little bit. See here, it's nice and square and straight from the bottom of the stern here. So yeah, so this is it. I'm just gonna film this last bit here, and once that is done, I'm gonna call this video quits. And then the next time, hopefully I can show you how I bent these robin strakes to fit, and how to sand them. Oh, these here, I put my my little microdermit to give it kind of like a little bit of an edge going down, as you can see on the drawing. It doesn't look like the drawing, by the way, so here you can see there's a little bit of offset. It kind of like goes down a little bit, so I try to mimic that. But this is the plank that I'm waiting on to put on here. And then there was supposed to be 3 planks here, but I think that I used some planks that's a little bit wider than what I was supposed to use here. But doesn't matter. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, so it's gonna look the same on each side. So yeah, we're waiting for the plank here to be done, and then glue that in, and then obviously this one and the other one. here we are. I glued the biggest piece of the piece number 83. There's two pieces. There's a big one and then there's a small one. Now I already sanded this so it would fit. If I put it in as the way it's supposed to, I need to sand a little bit here as well. You see there's a little gap, or not a gap, there's a difference between these. I can't see anything in the instructions if they're supposed to be like this. From what I can see from the instructions are that it's supposed to be flush with the other piece here. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use some PVA glue and glue it in like so, and then I'm just gonna put it to the edge of the other one like so. Yeah, so that takes a little bit of fiddling around with. So then there's a little gap in here, and that's fine. I'm gonna use, this is gonna be painted blue anyways, so I'm gonna use some putty here to conceal that little gap. And then we have these flush nice parts here. I'm also gonna do a little bit here to make things look okay and look pretty. But I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do it yet. It probably involves some extra wood and some putty. That's the good thing about wood, is that you can basically do anything you want with it. And if it's painted, you can use putty, whatever you want to. So this is it for this part. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. See if I'm gonna film when I'm going behind the going around the bend here with the rubbing strakes, so you can see how I'm gonna do that. I am gonna convert the video to more like, it's gonna be more like how to build Santana, where I'm gonna show you what to do, because the instructions it's old school instructions. There's a lot of things that's left to the imagination. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it, the way that it makes sense to me. It's not gonna be a Bible. You can do whatever you want to do if you build a ship. But I'm gonna build the way that I see fit, basically. What comes easy to me to do. So anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.